Have you been waking up lately feeling like your vitality has simply slipped away? Do you feel that lack of spark, that mental fog, and that frustration that tells you, this is just age, I have to accept it? Many men over 60 mistake chronic fatigue, lack of focus, and loss of confidence for inevitable aging. But let me tell you something crucial, that energy decline and decrease in inner confidence are not a death sentence. You don't have to settle for less life than you deserve. I'm Dr. Elena Castillo, and throughout my career, I've seen how small, often invisible, biological changes can rob wonderful, productive men of their energy and self-esteem. I know the challenges are real. Stress management becomes more difficult. The body recovers more slowly, and that inner strength seems to have waned. But I'm here as your ally. Today, I'm not going to ask you to change your entire routine, run a marathon, or buy expensive supplements. We're going to address the root of this problem with an ancient secret, hidden in a humble spice you probably already have in your kitchen. A simple 60-second habit, chewing it, that reactivates circulation throughout your body, calms the nervous system, and, in just a few weeks, will restore that focus, that motivation, and, above all, that confidence you thought you'd lost. Get ready to discover how 1 minute a day can reset your vitality. I know you've tried things, maybe energy pills, miracle-promising supplements, or restrictive diets that promise to give you back 20 years of your youth. And perhaps they worked a little at first, but then the effect wore off, leaving you more frustrated than before. Why does this happen? Because most solutions attack the symptom, the fatigue, the lack of motivation, but not the root cause of the decline. Let's talk about the biology that really matters, the one behind that feeling of slowing down. As we age, two key systems become sluggish. First, microcirculation. Think of your smallest blood vessels as the delicate pipes of an old house. If they become clogged or lose their essential flexibility, oxygen and nutrients don't efficiently reach where they're needed most. The brain for mental focus, the muscles for strength that recovers quickly, and yes, also the critical areas for maintaining that inner vitality. The second factor is the sympathetic nervous system, which handles stress. This system remains in constant fight-or-flight mode due to pressures accumulated over decades. This chronic state of alertness depletes your adrenal glands and quickly consumes your vital energy reserves, leaving you with that mental fog and feeling of exhaustion at the end of the day. Our 60-second method, based on chewing this ancient spice, is not only natural, but also designed to work simultaneously on these two biological fronts. By chewing it briefly, you trigger a cascade of neurochemical and circulatory benefits. The physical act and the spice's compounds send direct signals to the vagus nerve, the body's great peacemaker, calming that overactive nervous system almost instantly. This reduces excessive cortisol production and allows you to shift from a state of alertness to a state of focused calm. In addition, the active compounds release potent natural vasodilators that clear and loosen those capillary pipes, dramatically improving oxygen delivery throughout your system in less than a minute. It's a complete and rapid biological reset, with no negative side effects. It's time to give this powerful ally of male vitality a name. The secret ally, which has been in our kitchens for thousands of years and has therapeutic power validated by modern science, is the clove. Yes, that small, aromatic bud you might only use to flavor desserts or for minor oral remedies. But this clove, humble in appearance, is much more than a simple flavoring. It's a concentrated natural pharmacy in a tiny spice. Now, the magic lies not in the whole spice, but in the active compound that we immediately release when chewing it, a powerful molecule known as eugenol. Eugenol is a natural phenylpropanoid that, in high-quality cloves, makes up to 90% of their essential oil. It's the driving force behind all the benefits we're looking for. When you chew a clove, even briefly, the spice's fibers break down and release this potent bioactive compound directly into the mucous membranes of your mouth, allowing for almost instant absorption that bypasses the slow digestive process. So, how does eugenol work in just 60 seconds? First, it acts as a natural and remarkably fast vasodilator. Think of it as a biological key that unlocks and relaxes blood vessels that have constricted due to chronic stress and decades of accumulated stress. Upon entering the bloodstream, eugenol gently dilates these microcapillaries, which are the smallest and most vital pipes for oxygen delivery. Second, and this is crucial, eugenol is a superior anti-inflammatory and antioxidant. Remember that silent chronic inflammation is one of the biggest drains on male energy and vitality, especially at the capillary and neural levels. By reducing this inflammation so efficiently, eugenol allows oxygen and nutrients to travel unobstructed to where they are needed most, to your brain to regain that lost mental clarity, to your muscles for sustained energy, and to your pelvic areas, restoring that firmness and responsiveness you may have thought lost forever. This is a fast, integrated solution, activated by the simple act of chewing. This biological process is why cloves have been used since ancient times in Eastern cultures, not only for oral health, but also as a powerful booster of overall vitality and stamina. We're not reinventing the wheel. We're rediscovering and applying nature's profound knowledge with the support of modern science. Let's pause for a moment to consider the significance of this vasodilation. The key lies not only in the large arteries you feel, but in that vast network of microcapillaries that penetrate every organ, every muscle, and, most importantly, the brain. Think of this network like a garden's irrigation system. If the hoses narrow, become pinched, or clogged by systemic inflammation, the garden dries out, no matter how much water is in the main source. When men experience brain fog, midday fatigue, or a sluggish physical response, the root of the problem is very often that the supply of oxygen and nutrients at the capillary level is compromised. Eugenol ensures that the garden receives its essential irrigation. By relaxing the muscular walls of these microvessels, it guarantees a constant supply of what we call the vitality triad: oxygen, glucose, and essential nutrients. This optimized delivery is what quickly eliminates that feeling of lethargy and sluggishness that many mistakenly associate with age. It's not age, it's circulatory efficiency. In addition to its vasodilating action, eugenol's protective effect against oxidative stress is crucial. Free radicals, byproducts of our metabolism and the toxic environment, constantly attack the inner walls of blood vessels, the endothelium. This attack causes inflammation, leading to vascular stiffness and making arteries less elastic. Eugenol, being a superior antioxidant, acts as a protective shield, neutralizing these free radicals and allowing endothelial cells to repair themselves and maintain their flexibility. We are talking about an improvement in the quality and longevity of circulation, not just its momentary speed. By restoring this elasticity and reducing the underlying systemic inflammation, we are returning to the body's natural ability to sustainably and efficiently manage its energy, addressing the root cause of male energy decline. This brings us to a crucial point we mentioned earlier: cortisol and chronic stress. The human body is an interconnected system. When circulation is poor, the brain and muscles are constantly operating in a state of low supply. This biological deficiency is interpreted by the nervous system as a form of physiological stress. Even if you don't consciously feel emotional stress, your body is stressed at a cellular level. This deficiency triggers and maintains elevated cortisol levels, which is notoriously detrimental to sleep, focus, and, of course, natural testosterone production. It's a vicious cycle. Poor circulation fuels stress, and stress further impairs circulation and hormonal balance. Let's consider the case of Don Miguel, a patient I knew, a retired executive. He told me, "Doctor, my problem isn't the night, it's the morning. I wake up feeling like I've run a marathon, my head is heavy, and my focus lasts less than a glass of water in the desert." Don Miguel didn't have an obvious sleep disorder, but rather a problem with nighttime cleansing and replenishment. Eugenol, by sustainably improving microcirculation, allows the body not only to better deliver nutrients during the day, but also to perform the necessary detoxification and repair processes at night. By reducing oxidative stress and improving cerebral blood flow, it optimizes the deep sleep phase, where cortisol levels are regulated and memories are consolidated. This optimization is key to breaking the cycle of morning fatigue. It's about resetting the body's internal engine so it runs smoothly and without constant overheating. By calming this constant alarm response triggered by low oxygen levels, we are indirectly managing cortisol at its biological root. The results are clear. It's not just more energy, it's more stable energy, sharper focus, and, crucially, a noticeable improvement in the restorative quality of sleep. While eugenol is fixing the system's plumbing, optimizing oxygen delivery and cellular cleansing, indirectly managing stress by improving biological function, the clove deploys its second major agent, beta-caryophyllene, BCP. This is a remarkable molecule because it doesn't just work at the cellular or digestive level. It has the unique ability to interact directly with the central nervous system. BCP is what we call a dietary cannabinoid. Don't worry, it's not psychoactive, but its mechanism of action is profoundly calming. It acts like a key that fits perfectly into CB2 receptors, which are widely distributed in our brain and immune system. By activating the CB2 receptor, BCP exerts a modulating effect on anxiety, mood, and pain perception. Think of it like installing a voltage regulator in a house that suffers from constant power surges. BCP attenuates the intensity of the alarm signal. This attenuation has direct repercussions on our hormonal axis. When the brain is constantly receiving the fight-or-flight signal due to poor circulation, work stress, or insomnia, the hypothalamus and pituitary gland order the massive release of cortisol. Cortisol is our survival hormone, excellent for emergencies, but absolutely devastating in chronic mode. This is where BCP comes in to break that destructive pattern. By reducing the overload of stressful information in the brain, it allows the crisis management system to relax. And when cortisol levels drop sustainably, space, metabolic energy, and hormonal signals are freed up so that the production of anabolic hormones, crucially testosterone, can resume and thrive. It's a perfect duality. Eugenol optimizes physical flow, and BCP quiets mental noise, allowing homeostasis. The results are not an artificial energy spike, but an organic return to lost hormonal balance. We've dedicated time to understanding the sophisticated biology behind a simple clove. The wonder of it is that activating these powerful mechanisms is surprisingly simple and accessible to anyone. We don't need complex extractions or sophisticated laboratories. We simply need the clove in its whole form and know how to handle it. The simplicity of the application contrasts sharply with the complexity and depth of its systemic effects. It's a practice we can integrate into any morning or evening routine. The method I recommend has been optimized to maximize the release and absorption of eugenol and beta-caryophyllene. Begin by selecting 2 or 3 good quality, dried cloves. The key here is controlled activation. The outer layer of the clove is protective and hard, and we must break it carefully to access the essential oils containing our key compounds. Place the cloves in your mouth and, very gently, bite down just enough to feel a snap. The tip has broken and the oils are beginning to be released. At that moment, the sensation may be slightly intense, spicy, or, for some, a fleeting numbing feeling. Do not swallow immediately. This is the most crucial step for absorption. Keep the cloves and the freshly released oil in your mouth, gently moving them from side to side, for the first 30 seconds. This strategic time allows the clove oil to spread and come into contact with the highly permeable oral mucous membranes. This is our window of rapid, direct sublingual absorption, ensuring that the bioactive compounds begin their journey without immediately going through the entire digestive process. It's a metabolic shortcut. After those 30 seconds of sublingualization, we can move on to active chewing. Gently chew the remaining clove for another 30 seconds. You don't need to grind it into a fine powder. Just chew it enough to release any remaining eugenol and fiber. In total, we're talking about a process that lasts exactly 1 minute. The intention isn't to enjoy the flavor, although you may become accustomed to its intensity over time, but rather the targeted and precise delivery of the botanical medicine. At the end of the minute, you can swallow the chewed residue with a little water if you wish. This simple act, repeated daily, is the most direct way to assure your body that the voltage regulators, eugenol and BCP, are active and ready to work. Now that we've established the precise method for optimizing absorption, that strategic minute of sublingualization and chewing, we must anchor this practice to the times of day that offer the greatest therapeutic benefit. When we take this botanical medicine is almost as important as how we prepare it. I recommend focusing this consumption practice on two crucial windows that directly interact with your body's circadian and hormonal rhythms. The first and most potent window for regeneration and hormonal balance is at night, ideally 30 to 60 minutes before bedtime. Why nighttime? Because clove acts as a powerful modulator of the nervous system. Its primary purpose here is to soothe. We want to quiet the lingering noise of the day and facilitate a smooth transition into deep sleep, the REM and delta phases. It's crucial to understand that testosterone production, as well as other vital cellular repair processes, peaks precisely during deep sleep. If you enter sleep with your nervous system still in fight-or-flight mode, dominated by the sympathetic nervous system, hormone synthesis is compromised. When you consume cloves at this time, the eugenol and beta-caryophyllene, BCP, act as calming agents, supporting the parasympathetic nervous system and accelerating the arrival of that optimal repair state. Think of it as a natural off signal that maximizes your nighttime hormone production window. The second optimal window is in the morning. Ideally, take cloves on an empty stomach, about 10 to 15 minutes before consuming any food or drink, and certainly before your cup of coffee. Here, the intention is slightly different. We're looking for a natural wake-up of the circulatory system and a smooth cognitive focus. By being rapidly absorbed on an empty stomach, cloves offer an immediate circulatory and anti-inflammatory boost. It's a way to ignite your metabolic systems without generating the roller coaster of anxiety and cortisol spike that often accompanies the consumption of strong stimulants. This morning dose primes your cells to handle the day's stress, offering sustained energy and superior mental clarity without the jitters. It's a regulator, not a stimulant. Combining these two daily doses, the nighttime dose for deep repair and the morning dose for energized focus, ensures that eugenol and BCP work around the clock to maintain homeostasis and hormonal balance. We've covered the how and when. Now let's talk about. We've explored the profound journey of cloves, confirming that, thanks to the power of eugenol and BCP, they are a fundamental tool for homeostasis, designed to optimize both nighttime hormonal repair and morning focus and circulatory energy. Tell me in the comments, are you ready to integrate this powerful spice into your routine, or what other natural secret do you use to ensure your hormonal balance? If you found this information valuable, please subscribe to the channel. Turn on notifications so you don't miss our upcoming in-depth health research, and share this video with those who need it most. Thank you for joining me in this analysis dedicated to your well-being. I'm Dr. Elena Castillo,